I'm the idiot. Hello, welcome back. You're with me.
Icy snap.
And to be honest, I've often felt this way listening to MGMT. Not really in a bad way though. Listening to previous albums, I always had a sense I was missing out on something profound. Be that obscure lyrics or a melody referencing some niche genre only heard in Poland. It's what intrigues me about them really. I felt like I was learning something new or something that had been forgotten. Loss of Life, their 5th EP and first on independent label Mum and Pop, strips back from their previous albums with clear influences like Britpop or singer-songwriter music akin to the 70s, but still incorporating their psychedelic twist. Loss of Life Part 2, the intro to the album, is the sound of pure analog. I think it's something MGMT always strive to achieve, a true but honest medium that really wouldn't feel out of place on a Boards of Canada album, accompanied by a voice reciting I am Telesin, I am perfect meter, a Welsh poem that dates far back about Celtic myths and lore, I believe, distorting left and right, an introduction into the album's themes. Mother Nature has a clear Britpop inspired, almost Oasis feel to it, with lyrics about coming to terms with morality and trying to find meaning in life. Sat on top of tightly mixed instrumentation, which is something I'm finding about this album. Everything feels like it was done with purpose. It's dense and they've really thought about dynamic range. And it's not surprising boasting input from Danger Mouse and Sean Lennon, just to name a few, which moves me onto the pop ballad Dancing in Babylon, featuring Christine and the Queens, the only feature actually, whose stunning voice paired with Andrew's really complement each other. The 80s and somewhat dance-inspired track shows emotional growth with lyrics like, I want to tell everyone I know I love you. And the album is filled with these types of what you would consider ballads or anthems, like the previously released track Bubblegum Dog, with the 90s influence woven between their psychedelic style, or People in the Streets, which is a fine song, but it's kind of underwhelming for me until the last part of the song when you're kind of hit with this like impressive guitar solo. Similarly, I Wish I Was Joking didn't really stand out for me. It felt kind of long-winded, which is a shame because the lyrics were stand out on that song. Nothing to Declare is another glimpse into their expanding genres that they like to pull from. A stripped back folk song akin to Simon and Garfunkel. Again, their production is on point. It's tight and kind of free from that expectation of perfection that they might have had from their label. From Nothing to Declare to Nothing Changes, the shoegazy dream pop explores the existential, wanting things to change but not really knowing how. Ironically, partway through you're introduced to these horns, which does kind of change the vibe of the song, perhaps suggesting things do change but you don't really notice them, or you have to add something to the mix in order to make change. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking that. One of the songs I really liked in this album was Phradie's song, a soft lullaby where Andrew's voice kind of embraces you and it's soft and sweet. The sound of instruments sway from left to right. A simple song but effective and quite beautiful, with its chimes and harmonies from Britta Phillips, who was the singing voice of Gem if anyone ever remembers that show. From here, the closing song of the album, Loss of Life, is a reprise from the opening song, using similar instrumentation. This happens to be another one of my favourite tracks on the album. It's quite dreamy, and a great end to what feels like a journey of experience, to accept life for what it is really. And this is kind of reflected in the growing complexity of the track as you listen. The horns might suggest enlightenment, which is then led into kind of serenity, followed up by this distorted breakbeat. It gets more intense until finally it's just over. Much like life itself, right? Although this album doesn't really feel as wild or experimental as their previous, it definitely has its charm and something that resonates. The more I listen to it, the more I start to relate. So with that, I kind of want to give this album an 8 out of 10. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I always enjoy doing these reviews, so yeah, tell me what you thought of the album. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want. And yeah, hopefully catch you on the next one.